With all that's going on, have you thought about putting together an emergency go bag?
Well, in today's episode, we're going to show you what's in our go bag and tell you how you can put one together for yourself, your family, and even your pet. So stay tuned. Welcome back. This is the first episode of our summer 2020 season.
Also known as season 1.5.0.
Anyway, season 1.5.0. But season 1.5.0 or the summer 2020, either way, we're dedicated to bringing you some really great information that you can use. Today's episode is about a go bag. So what's a go bag?
It's a kit that you can carry with you to take care of your needs for 72 hours, 3 days.
Exactly. Now, with all the stuff that's been going on, I mean, it's kind of like a garbage fire. In fact, take a look at this picture. This actually happened in our neighborhood. The garbage in the garbage truck caught fire, and somebody commented, "Well, that's kind of like the whole year's been going." Between the coronavirus pandemic, tornadoes in the southeast, an earthquake here, hurricane season's coming up. We get blizzards and fires and all kinds of crazy things, and so you never know when you might have to leave your home. So this way, you've got something that you can grab
And go.
and take with you.
So you should have water, food, a method of communication so that you can tell what's going on, some shelter like a tent or a tarp that you can use, heat, light, and personal supplies, first aid kind of things.
All right, so let's go through each of those categories. We're going to show you how you can make your own.
Okay, here's our water and food. We put the water, we have, you need 3 gallons for the 3 days for both drinking and washing. 1/2 of that is for drinking. And so we have 1.5 gallons of water in these bottles, which we put in the very bottom to form a base that we can then have all the other things stack on top of. We also have a purifying cup that allows us to purify water so that we can drink from that if needed. Then we have 3 packets of food, 1 for each day. And here you can see we have tuna fish, various snacks, some granola bars for breakfast, some peanut butter and crackers for lunch, and some cookies for a treat. But it's whatever you will eat and like to eat. We are planning on every 6 months, we're going to rotate this, we're going to eat it, and then buy new and put it in there so that it stays fresh. This is the shelter category. We have a tube tent with some rope, rescue blanket, and a poncho. These items can be purchased at REI, on Amazon, or at your local camping store. Okay, here we have the heat and light items. We have these body warmers, which you just break and it causes them to start chemically making heat. We also have a flashlight and some of these snap lights that you just break and it lights up. Then we have these little candles, and this is a candle lantern. You put one of the candles in the lantern. You can light it with a match. These are waterproof matches. And we found with our testing that these candles last between 5 and 6 hours. You might even get 7. They give off about as much light as a night light does, which will really help when it's totally dark. This is our communication section. We have a radio that runs off of batteries, and we also have a solar charging panel that can be used to charge phones, and a mirror that can be used for signaling. We also have a weather radio in our RV, which allows us to get the latest forecasts and updates for the local area. This is the grooming and sanitation section. We have toilet paper, which we all know is a sought-after item. We have some washcloths, some wipes, a couple different kinds, comb. The items that you pick for this section are going to be what you need and what works for you. So you just want to not have too much so that you don't have to carry the weight. That's all that you need to worry about.
Medical supplies are something that you really need to make sure that you have at least some of in each of the go bags or each of the 72-hour kits that you're going to put together. Right here, I'm showing some kind of a minimal setup. You're going to need Band-Aids, certainly some gloves, Neosporin or some kind of antibacterial ointment, alcohol pads, some tape, a little bit of gauze. That's kind of at a minimum. Now, maybe what you can do is put a minimum amount of medical supplies in each of your children's backpacks. In at least one of the adult backpacks, you should consider putting a few more things. Being a nurse, I probably have more than I really need, but I do have scissors and a pair of hemostats. Kind of some of the same things you see here, but I've included masks and gloves as well, alcohol wipes, some additional Neosporin, some additional gauze. And one of the things that's really important is that you make sure you have some travel size over-the-counter pain medications that your family is used to. Ibuprofen, Motrin, Excedrin, aspirin, children's Tylenol, anything that you think you might need in small amounts. Make sure you check the expiration dates because that's really important. Now, if you take daily medications, I'm not going to suggest that you put any of your daily medications in your 72-hour kit, but do consider how you store them and whether you can be able to grab them quickly, put them in your backpack and go. Most medications do have expiration dates. Whether or not they would last 6 months would be you'd have to ask your doctor. So just make sure you have the minimum in the bag that can be stored and that the expiration dates are okay, and that you have your regular daily medications in a place where you can quickly grab them and go. Children have unique needs when it comes to putting together a 72-hour kit. Certainly as grandparents or older adults, we can consider those needs and have some things available for children and grandchildren in our own packs. You might want to consider having some crayons, maybe a storybook or two, an activity book, some kind of coloring book, just some things for a child to do. And a stuffed animal sometimes provides comfort for them. Rather than me attempting to put together a child's backpack, I made a separate video of our daughter Kara and her son Jack showing us what's inside of Jack's 72-hour emergency backpack. So if you have children or know people with children and are considering putting together a 72-hour emergency backpack for them, I'm going to link that video right up here and you can take a look at that. And hopefully that will be of help to you and your family.
Excuse me, but what kind of things have you got for me in an emergency? You can't leave me behind.
I do want to show you what provisions that we have in case we were to have to leave our home, and how we would provide for Phoebe. So in my backpack, I have a little bit of extra room. Phoebe eats about 1 cup of food a day. And that's for her age and weight. That's about right, 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup. So this is 3 cups of her dry food. We have 2 paper bowls. One would be for water and the other would be to put her food in. And so these, if they get smushed, it's not a problem. Next up that's really important is a leash and a harness. So this is a kind of a full body leash and harness setup that works for her. She's willing to wear it, especially if I accompany it with treats. So, and that brings me to this. She likes these Greenies treats, and I can give her these and she'll kind of follow me anywhere. So she likes these. There is a couple of other things that I would suggest. Again, were we to have to leave our home in an emergency situation, we would put the go bags on our backs. And then this is Phoebe's carrier. And it is one of the soft-sided carriers, so it collapses down. Now, the one provision that I can't really put in a backpack or haven't figured it out yet, if anybody knows, please put a comment in and I'd love to hear about it.
is the litter box. Now, again, our plan is to get here where we have a litter box already set up. And that way we don't have to worry about trying to carry one with us. These are hospital, what we call chucks. And they're available actually on Amazon, and I will put a link in for you. And I just put this in the bottom of her carrier, and I know it's protected. So we can just wrap it up and toss it as we need to. That's how we provide for our kitty. And dogs are going to be similar, of course. Food, water, most important. A leash and a harness. There you go. That's how we're going to take care of you, Phoebe.
Thanks, Mom. That's perfect.
So that wraps up what's in our go bags. So where do we get this stuff? Where can we go for more information?
So Ready.gov is a great source. It tells a list of items to put in your go bag, and it has some really good resources there, and also tells about situations where you might need to use them.
Exactly. Really good suggestions. Another great website for you to go to is providentliving.org. That will have information on preparedness in general, food storage, all kinds of different things, things to make sure that you're financially prepared as well as physically prepared.
You can buy these things at like REI, you can go to Amazon. Another good place that we found that is helpful is emergencyessentials.com. They have lots of good ideas as well as resources.
Exactly. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe and ring the bell to get notified.
Absolutely. So, all right. Until then, restless friends, you take care, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.